My name is Anya Owen. I'm a psychology student in my 4th year, and previous positions I've held, well, I'm the current president of the GU Disney Society. I founded it back in February 2016, and I was also the previous president of the GU Composing and Songwriting Society and had a hand in founding that. I've previously held positions as student representatives class representatives. I've been involved with Sexpression as a treasurer, and even before coming to university I've had loads of leadership roles. I worked with Coast Guards for a while and leading a branch of that, and it's just given kind of a big thing for me to always be responsible for something, so this is a big thing for me.
Well, hi Anya, thank you for coming in today. Our first question is, you have mentioned that your previous roles have allowed you to build skills and qualities necessary for being a leader. Can you elaborate on what these skills are?
Yes, definitely. A lot of being a leader I've found is owning up to your mistakes. I'll apologise for making mistakes, but I won't apologise for making decisions. And a lot of the time I've had to negotiate within my society. I've had to coordinate conflict between people and facilitate resolving that. I've had to negotiate with external organisations about getting a good deal for us when we were being sponsored by Hillhead and Tempo T-Bar, and I've had to negotiate with the QMU as well when I was organising loads of events with them. So a lot of the skills I've learned as a leader is about negotiation, coordination between people, and most crucially, organisation. I am so organised, it is unreal. A lot of my friends are just like, Anya, how do you do it? The answer is I don't sleep and I don't eat.
As founder and current president of the GU Disney Society, how do you intend to balance your time between the roles if you're elected as president also of the QMU?
Well, this will be my final year of being president of the GU Disney Society. The AGM will be in the 2nd week of May. If I was elected as QMU president, there would be the 3-month handover between becoming, voting in and then of course becoming GU president. And in that time frame, I would also be mentoring the people that will be coming after me in the GU Disney Society. So by the 2nd week of May, I will be totally free, apart from exams, of course.
Okay. Thank you. You label the QMU as #SoWhite. What are your plans for implementing and growing awareness of issues surrounding race and diversity for the QMU, and are there any current campaigns that already attempt to do this?
The current campaign that I'm really involved in, that I would really love to bring to the QMU as well, is actually within Rape Crisis Glasgow. That's the one I know best about because for the GU Disney Society, we're actually currently raising money for that using the profits from Disney Ball. They have a specific project that we're working to raise awareness on called the Ruby Project, which brings particular support to Black and ethnic minority women in Glasgow who come into the UK as asylum seekers and refugees, and they're one of the most vulnerable populations within the UK who need a lot of help when it comes to being abused in their home countries. Often the cases are so bad that even the Home Office will look at the case and just go, you know what, come right in, I'm not even going to interview you. So I think that maybe if we can do something like raising specific awareness for projects like that, that would be really great. In terms of creating a new project, one of my pet ideas, I think, is that I'd really love to create a sort of Black and Ethnic Awareness Minority Month, or if you shorten the Black and Ethnic to BAE, I think it sounds more cute and fun. And I think as a Minority Month, we could do something similar to the LGBTQ Awareness Month, where we could create more fun events and illustrate more historical figures that are relevant to the cause. And we can also do something like a cultural fair and bring in loads of external societies and organisations, and I think we could do something really fun. Of course, we would have to illustrate a lot of the historical figures that are quite central to any of the black and ethnic minority history, such as Mary Seacole. She is a kick-ass Crimean nurse. She is a kick-ass nurse in the Crimean War. She did a lot of help in setting up her own clinic when nurses that were actually in the Crimean War, other white nurses, were just like, you can't sit with us. So she went and did her own thing, and I thought that was really awesome. And if we have a huge event to raise awareness for issues like that, and people like that, I think that would illuminate something very important within our global community.
So you're aware of Black History Month. Would that be in addition to Black History Month, or would that be as an additional part of Black History Month? Would you run it alongside it?
I think that we could easily integrate it with Black History Month because, Black History Month between the USA and the UK are actually different months. I think the UK one is in November, whereas in the USA it's February. I could be wrong. But they are quite different, so I think having our own event as the QMU could mitigate something like that, because we are an international community within the campus, and I think that would kind of emphasise that QMU can do its own thing with that.
Okay, thank you. Next, you believe that cooperation will bring success to the QMU. How do you intend to strengthen the relationship between the QMU and other societies, and what specific benefits will this bring to the QMU?
As current president of Disney Society, a lot of our success has stemmed from already cooperating with societies and collaborating and creating really unique and special events together. I've so far this year alone collaborated with about 12 other societies throughout the course of the year, but that doesn't include all the collaborations I've done with external businesses and with people as well. And also last year, when I was part of the Composing and Songwriting Society and with Expression, we did so much work with the Let's Talk campaign and just working together on that. I actually initiated a project within Composing and Songwriting Society that they create a song for the campaign. It never managed to get recorded because of logistic issues, but part of that is that all of my experience in these past 2 years has built up to this point where I have really good relations personally with a lot of societies, and I think that would provide a very fundamental foundation of trust and mutual respect that would then allow societies to want to come to the QMU and say, we want to work with you, we want to do this very cool, specific, special thing with you because we know that you respect us and that you've worked with us before, and that's something that I personally would be able to bring. What was the second part of the question again?
What specific benefits will this bring to the QMU?
Oh, of course. Apart from mutual trust and respect, I think that having very specific collaborative events would increase revenue. Having done the big Wednesday night pub quiz as part of the Disney Society with the QMU, that was such a huge event that we've done for the past 2 years, and it has exceeded all expectations. I think the normal rate of attendance for the pub quiz is something like 30 people, but every time that the Disney Society has been involved, it's been up to 150 people. The venue's been at full to bursting capacity, and that's brought in a lot of money for them when it's come to buying drinks, and I think Tempo Tea Bar was involved with that as well. And I think doing something like that, but with a lot of other societies, we could potentially make something really special with that.
Okay, thank you. You mentioned that the decisions the President makes for the QMU have more importance to the staff than the students. Can you elaborate on what you specifically mean?
Yes, because the staff have, I've talked to so many staff at the QMU who have been here for maybe 17 years, maybe more, and it is part of their lifestyle to go in and work there, and whatever decision that the QMU president makes is really important to the staff because ultimately it enables the building to be sustainable for the future so that the staff can continue to work there and they won't have to, look around for other jobs in case the QMU fails. And I think that it's really important to acknowledge that all the work that the staff puts in behind the scenes is so important, and it's so important that we make sure that the QMU continues, not just for the sake of having a student arena on campus where we feel safe to express ourselves, but also so that the already existing staff can continue on with their future, because ultimately it's them that will be left with the union after I leave, after all the students leave. They will continue to work there, so we need to make sure that that can continue to happen.
So with that, QMU is obviously a business that suffers from financial difficulties. Are you saying that you would prioritise keeping those staff on potentially at the expense of a loss to QMU financial security?
I think, of course, there's very difficult decisions to be made. I think I can only really elaborate on that having seen the finance spreadsheets and saying, oh, we can do this, that, the other. But ultimately, having worked with a lot of the staff very closely, I really value their input and I really value the integrity of them being there.
Okay, thank you. A lot of your intended methods to advertise QMU events seem to be based on updating and rearranging posters. Do you have any other ideas in this area?
Advertising and rearranging posters, to be honest, I was a bit cut for words when it came to things like that. At the moment, the current president of the QMU has been working on a social media plan for the next 3 years. I think it would be important to, first of all, implement that and also possibly build on it if it's relevant. When it comes to advertising, a lot of it's based on the timescales of the event, and I think more recently the timescales of announcing events could have been perhaps a little bit better, and I think it would be really important to just plan ahead in advance. That's something I do for Disney all the time, and we have really successful events all the time, and the reason for that is planning the organisation of the event, planning all the PR for it, all the advertising, where it's going to go, which ones are we going to specifically boost for the highest attendance rates. We really get on board with all that Facebook stuff in terms of the statistics, and I think that it would be very important for the QMU to acknowledge that maybe there are times of the day when people are more likely to see something, therefore you should post at that time. We should make use of larger materials for the building, like banners. Where are all the banners at, y'all?
So social media,
Sorry.
as well as...
Yeah, social media would be a huge part of it, because everybody's on social media, but I do think it is important to try and build on bringing more outside of the QMU building. Just might not be enough. One thing that I was actually really impressed by in the recent Flux advertisings, they started doing chalk posters on the ground. I don't know if you saw them. I definitely think that was a great idea. Whoever came up with it, well done to them.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in today, and that's all for you.
Thank you.